Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Tony Mazlish, founder and CEO of X-Chair. Thank you for joining us, Tony.
Thank you, Fred. Good morning. Nice to be with you.
Good to be with you. Now, you founded this company, I think about 4 years ago, but before that you were sort of in the business and still are with another chain as well. Tell us about that a little bit.
So I was a retailer for many, many years, selling office chairs and beds and massage chairs. So have been in the business of office chairs for over 20 years. And as a result of the experiences selling office chairs to the public, we founded X-Chair, as you say, about 4 or 5 years ago.
Give us the overview of what makes your line of X-Chairs different. A lot of engineering, a lot of design went into these, and then there's the strategy of selling direct to the public.
So one of the things that I learned over the years of being a retailer was that most office chair companies design their product for companies, really not so much for the end users. So we set out to design a chair that would fit a broad range of potential end users. And as you say, really the entire strategy behind both the design and the way the company was built was to present the product to the consumer, to the end user. The key element of that design is something we call dynamic variable lumbar, and kind of have to experience it to really understand how remarkable it is. But the lumbar area of the X-Chair is independent of the rest of the chair, and so it dynamically moves with the user when they sit in the chair, and it creates a level of support and comfort and customized comfort where it really fits your individual body that is unique to X-Chair, and creates an amazing, what we call it, an amazing sit. You know, office seating is all about that first sit, and when you sit in an X-Chair, I believe that most people respond immediately to the way that DVL feels.
And I assume prior to this year that a lot of your business came in sales to companies, corporations, offices that would buy multiple units, and even hotels, et cetera. Is that right?
Yes. So we have traditionally sold in 3 ways: direct to the consumer, to companies, and then also we sell to dealers who then either sell to companies or direct to consumer. I think in your question is the presumption that maybe companies have not been as active after the pandemic. And while there was a little bit of a pause, I would say, at the beginning of the pandemic, we're finding that while companies want to purchase in a different way today, there are many healthy companies in the economy who are looking for ways to outfit their employees with good ergonomic products, be it in the offices that they're visiting, maybe not 5 days a week, but a couple of days a week, or be it in their home offices where, companies are starting to feel it's part of their responsibility to help their employees be properly set up at home.
Well, that was what I was going to ask: the effects of the pandemic on your business, and what you're seeing in terms of demand with so many people now working from home, sitting for hours at a time there.
So yes, we've seen a substantial uptick with people working from home, as you say. I think the metaphor I like to use is, if you remember, I'm old enough to remember when I was a kid, I had one pair of sneakers. And then as I became a teenager, the world of sneakers changed, and all of a sudden you needed not just a pair of sneakers, but a pair of tennis sneakers and a pair of running sneakers and a pair of basketball sneakers. So every time there was a new specialty sneaker created, the market grew. And I think we're seeing something similar in the home office today, where prior to the pandemic, while people had home offices, they really didn't perceive the need for an excellent ergonomic chair in their home office as well as at their place of business office. And so that's changed. So whether you're working 2 hours a day or working 10 hours a day, 6 days a week from home, there's really been a shift where people now perceive that they really need a good chair to support them at home. And so you've really seen the marketplace essentially double in size. And we, like some other companies, are in a good position to meet that need.
You use different materials. You are giving people, your customers, a choice in what they want. Give us a little overview of what those are.
Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, we want to design product that meets the needs of not everybody. That it's very hard to satisfy everybody, but to meet the needs of more than 90% of consumers. So to do that, we offer chairs that are all mesh, that sit cool. The mesh that we use is the highest quality mesh in the world, so it's a very strong support system. But then some people prefer still to sit on a foam seat. And so we have regular foam seats as well as memory foam seats that conform to the body. And then we also use different kinds of materials in the back, ranging from what is as I mentioned, sort of a standard high quality mesh to something we call ATR fabric, which stands for Advanced Tensile Recovery. It's almost like a little mini spring mattress, kind of a fabric on the back of the chair. And then we cover the backs in leather and in a fabric that we call Breeza, that is a remarkable, super soft fabric. So again, the goal is to meet the needs of different people, different kinds of support systems, different fabrics, different kinds of adjustment systems. We also offer the chairs in different sizes. So we have a petite chair that we call the XS Vision. And then we have our regular size chairs, and then we have wide seat chairs for people who need a little more space.
I guess students who've been doing a lot of learning at home are another market, and a whole lot more comfortable perhaps than what I remember being a typical school chair.
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring that up, because obviously people are going back to school right now, and we've seen people becoming more conscious of that now than they were in the spring. I think students thought this was a temporary situation.
Right, a couple of weeks, and then we're back, right?
Exactly. And so that was, parents weren't going to invest $600, $700, $800 on a chair for a student who was just there for a couple of weeks. But now that they see that they're back for the year, we are seeing students begin to purchase the chairs, or in some cases, their parents purchasing the chairs for them.
Really interesting. So a lot of what you're doing is based on innovation, taking a look at what can be done in terms of design and engineering to maximize the comfort and I suppose durability of the chair. Where do you go from here, Tony?
So I think there's a lot of room to continue to improve chair technology. It's been fairly stagnant for many years since the all-mesh Aeron chair was introduced in '94. One thing that we are doing, we are launching actually in the next 30 to 45 days, the XHMT massage chair. And XHMT stands for Heat and Massage Therapy. So we're introducing an office massage chair that has massage and heat in that lumbar area that we think will be really kind of revolutionary. And then we're working on a number of other advancements, from changing the way the arms on the X chair perform so that you have much greater flexibility, to changing the way that the neck and head support performs. There are many, many ways to continue improving our chair. As you say, everything that we manufacture, we want it to last. Obviously, if you make something of quality, people recognize it, and the opposite is also true. So a lot for us to do to continue to innovate and make chairs that meet the needs that people have, both working from home and in the office.
And beyond that, you've also taken a look at people who don't want to be sitting down too much. You're helping them out when it comes to standing desks. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so there's the world of standing desks has exploded in the last 5 years, and I think there was a phrase out there that sitting was the new smoking, and if you sit too much, you really potentially, like anything, if you do anything to excess, you potentially create issues. So, on the one hand, one of the things we try and do with our chairs is create chairs that put you in motion, because if you're in motion, you're less stagnant, you're less likely to have your blood flow slow and less likely to get fatigued. Well, similarly, changing from a sitting position to a standing position is a healthy thing to do, changing your position during the day. So the absolute ideal situation is having an X chair that has you in motion and then standing up. My personal feeling is that standing up for short periods is better than standing up for long periods, but having a desk, or in our case, we offer a desk accessory called the X Flex Top that allows you to raise your desk up so that you can go from sitting to standing.
And even for people who are sitting, that can be useful if they want to bring, say, a notebook up to eye level for video conferencing and things like that, and use an external keyboard and mouse.
Yes, no, that's a very good point. I think, again, flexibility is the key. Being able to vary your work environment keeps it interesting, just the way you think back to the original assembly lines, and they had workers doing the same task over and over and over again. And then as manufacturing principles have evolved, manufacturers have realized that it's better for workers to be able to vary their tasks because it keeps it interesting. Similarly, whether it's the work that you're doing at home or the way that you are sitting or standing or propping your work up as you're describing, the more variety you have, the more emotion, the more change, the more energetic you'll feel, and the more interesting your workday will be.
Terrific. For more information, people can go to x-chair.com. You can see the whole lineup there, and of course you've set it up. That's where people go to buy these days. Tony Mazlish, thank you for taking the time with us.
Thank you very much, Fred.
Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C-Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day, and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on C-Crane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love C-Crane.